this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. Listen, as you know, we have a huge course library over at drawingtutorialsonline.com, and the latest course that I've started, actually 3 of them, they're illustration courses. The first one is your illustration process, meaning what process or system do you use to create consistently good images? And what I'd like to share with you today in this lesson number 2, or at least part of lesson 2 here on YouTube, is a great form of inspiration. One of the worst things that can happen is you don't have any new ideas when you go to start working on sketches for a new illustration. Well, what I'm going to share with you is one form of inspiration. Check this out. I think it's going to help you. Hi everyone, this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. Welcome to lesson number 2, inspiration. What is this lesson all about and how is it going to help you? Well, when starting a brand new illustration and staring down at a blank white sheet of paper, man, that could be really difficult at times. This lesson is here to help you get through that 3 different ways. So let's get started. Let me walk you through it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and this will be a shorter lesson so you can get through this course in a timely manner. Now, inspiration. Basically, every illustration that you do starts with some form of inspiration. This lesson will teach you how to take action and create with clarity. Again, I go back to the story of a coaching student that I worked with a couple years ago, and the biggest revelation she had was starting an illustration with a sentence and trying to have clarity on that illustration before she even started to put the pencil to the paper. It's this picture that you're seeing here on the computer screen is really every artist's worst nightmare when you're starting to create and for whatever reason you're blocked and you start to do your sketches but nothing's coming out. I'm not sure. Like, I'm blocked. Do I do this? Do I do that? I've been there. I'll never forget one day I started to work on sketches for a book cover and I had absolutely no ideas. And part of the reason why I had no ideas was that I was not sticking to my process. I didn't start with inspiration. So this is a place we've all been before where you start to draw. Now, I'm not talking about just sketching in your sketchbook. I'm talking about creating a finished product, a finished illustration, a finished piece of fine art. Hopefully, this lesson, inspiration, will be your roadmap. Think of it as a roadmap for your trip that this illustration is going to take you on. Without a map, you're just kind of driving all over the place. You're unsure, do you turn right, do you turn left? One thing could be your roadmap. I think for me in the past, a simple sentence really has been a pivotal part, the pivotal starting point for some of my best illustrations. When working as an illustrator, I mentioned this in process. I would work 2 different ways. The art director would say, okay, here's the manuscript, go read it, come up with sketches, or here's my paragraph or sentence of what exactly I want you to do. I liked both, but when I was able to work from a manuscript, there were some really good authors and some really not so good authors. And if I was reading a manuscript that was written from a good author that had descriptive sentences, I would start my illustration with a sentence. And I'd be halfway through the book, 3/4 of the way through the book, and I would read this sentence and I'd be like, oh God, that is totally the book cover, because the author just had this uncanny ability to be so descriptive in the sentence that I could visualize it in my brain. Now, if you don't read manuscripts, that's fine. You could still come up with your own sentence. I think sentences are just a really great way to give you clarity on what your image is going to be all about. Again, it's clarity for you. It's clarity for the art director if you're working with an art director, and it's also clarity for the model. You can give the model one sentence on what to do in the pose. Now, if I go back here, you could write your own sentence, and this sentence will start to expand your creativity. Once you start writing a couple sentences for what you want your image to be all about, you start to generate new ideas organically. Like your brain starts to go on overdrive because you're using both parts of your brain, your left and your right side. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to read more, click on the link below. I've got links to my blog, and you can read the entire blog post. I think this will really help you. The most important thing is that you have clarity on the image that you're creating. If you don't have clarity on what the image is about, your viewer certainly is not going to have clarity. So thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you soon. Be good.